What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox. Today, I'm trying a little something different. I want you all to join me in the lab and sort of see my process, what it is that I go through when I'm trying to come up with something new, let's say new, because nothing is new under the sun. There's millions of people that play this game, and if you think you're the first person who have tried something with a combination of cards, then I've got something coming for you. It's probably been done before, but you can be at least an outlier, or definitely, of course, there's always got to be that first person who does something. That's for sure. Um, but especially this late in a format. We're getting close to the dropping of a new set. I think as far as Quandrix goes, as far as I beg your pardon, as far as Strixhaven goes and standard right now, like my statement from just a second ago is not valid for eternal, historic, or all of the formats that have a bajillion cards in their card pool. But when it comes to standard, there's only so many cards that can, so many combinations of cards that can be made that is actually worth playing. Of course, the fact that there is over 1,000, or I can't tell you right now how many, but yeah, I think there's at least over 1,000 different cards that are available in standard right now. Um, the different permutations can be almost infinite, but you can't just put a bunch of random stuff in a deck and hope for it to work. So, um, you know, as far as decks that actually work and can get you some wins, there's only so much one can do. But yeah, so I'm at the end of this season. You're approaching middle of the June season. Spoilers are less than a week away, and the one color combination that has just eluded me since the beginning, since Strixhaven dropped, is Quandrix. I just cannot figure it out. I've tried everything. Well, not everything. I hope to try something new here on stream for you guys, but I don't have a deck prepared. My plan is to make one now on stream and play various different versions of it and see if I can figure something out. Of course, we're going to play this on the unranked play queue. Don't want to damage my rank while I'm in the lab, mixing and matching, putting different cards in, taking different cards out. But I think it's very valid for your sort of beginner players and in general, other people that like to get ideas from other players, just to jump on the stream, hopefully, and have a look and see what my process is, and hopefully together we can come up with something competitive. I think the main issue with Quandrix is that your real only sort of defense against aggro, against control, which are dominating the meta at the moment, is either to be countering their spells or to be bouncing their spells. Of course, we do have fight spells in green. We have lots of bounce spells in blue. We have a lot of counter spells in blue. So, uh, to have the right balance of all of those things so that you don't get run over by turn three by mono red, so you don't get obliterated by extinction events and all the sweepers that are available to the Sultai Ultimatum deck with their Emergent Ultimatum and that sort of stuff. We need to really be careful what the curve is, which counters are going to be available to us on turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Are we going to be countering? Would we rather be bouncing? Are we going to be ramping so that we, even though we're getting hit quite seriously on turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, our health can drop down, but then suddenly turn 5 we're dropping massive creatures that then put up some blockers. They are not able to get through them anymore. There's many different ways in which we can sort of face this problem, and I hope we can arrive at uh, yeah, those solutions right now on stream for you guys. So Quandrix. Quandrix is the what used to be Simic, what many people still call Simic. It is the combination of blue and green. And of course, Strixhaven, with the release of Strixhaven, there have been an introduction of copious amounts of blue and green cards. Now, the tendency, especially myself, I get bored of old cards quickly. I'm dread to play things that are going to rotate out. I don't know why I have this obsession. And then especially when it comes to Eldraine, I steer well clear. But there's plenty of new stuff that will not be rotating out that is available in both the, let's say, hybrid colors. So when you select the gold little circle thing, it filters out, or only shows you the cards that have both colors in their mana. So let's start with that. But then, of course, you can also remove the filter, and there's plenty of great just blue and just green cards that fit the theme as well, that can be used and are effective and great in these Quandrix decks. So, Quandrix, the main theme, I would say, with Quandrix, this Strixhaven standard, is there's a lot of copying going on. With echoing equation here, you can choose a target creature you control, and each creature you control becomes a copy of it until end of turn. There's also double major, which I have been fiddling with quite a lot recently, trying to break it. We've also got yeah, no, that's it as far as copying. But there's also a lot of this fractals. That's the other main theme that they've been going for. So, each of the campuses, Quandrix, Silverquill, Prismari, Witherbloom, am I missing another one? I think that's it. They have a dean. Each campus has a dean. The Quandrix dean is Kian, I hope that's how you pronounce it, and Ibrahim, the Dean of Substance and the Dean of Theory. Very weird card. I haven't seen anyone using it. It's quite slow. Can act as a bit of ramp on the Kian side. Basically, Kian reads you can exile, so you cannot do this as it hits the battlefield. You need to wait until the following turn, or yeah, exactly, until the following turn, to tap it and exile the top card of your library. And if it's a land, you can put it into your hand, and otherwise put a study counter on it. So you usually want to wait until the opponent's next end step to tap it. You're not going to do it on your turn in case you need it to keep it up as a blocker or something like that. So then you tap it at their end step. Hopefully you draw a land, which gives you a land to play on your upkeep. So, sorry, your first main phase. Then it has a second ability which costs 5, which is damn steep. And of course, Quandrix is the ramp color combination. We have access to a lot of ramp, so getting up to 5 mana shouldn't be that hard, but it's still pretty expensive. That allows you to, without tapping, important, you can create a 0/0 green fractal and blue green and blue fractal creature token, and you can put a 1/1 counter on it for each different mana value among non-land cards you own in exile with study counters on them. So you can only get study counters on things once you've tapped it. What if you draw a land and you've got nothing with a study, or what if you exile a land? What if that means you have no study counters on it? So it'll take a while for you to build up cards in exile that have study counters on it. It's very slow. But I guess with most of these deans, the other side of them sort of helps out with what the one side is missing. So Imbraham costs just 1 mana more. It has flying. It's got a higher toughness and strength, and you can exile the top X cards of your library and put study counters on each of them, whether they be lands or anything, and then you can pick one of those and put it into your hand. So that helps kind of getting study counters on things faster, but you still need to pay 2 and X and tap it. So I've tried this card so many times and I just cannot for the life of me get it to work. But we're going to give it a try again on the stream. Then there's of course Jadzi. This card is amazing. I have no idea why not many people are playing it. I've seen almost no Jadzi at all in any day. I guess it's one of those that is waiting for new cards or is waiting for rotation. But in the current meta, in the current standard, I've seen very little of Jadzi, but it's incredible. It has protection. You can discard a card to return it to your hand when it gets targeted by a removal, when it gets hit by a sweeper. The sweeper goes on the stack. You can discard a card, return Jadzi to your hand. You don't lose your 8 mana legendary human wizard. So weird why less people are playing this. I'm starting to think, because I've been in the lab all day with this, and I just, with Quandrix, and I think the real plan here is to ramp a ridiculous amount, like a single play set of Cultivate isn't the type of ramp I'm talking about here. I'm talking about like Uber ramp. We want to have like 8 lands by turn 4 or something like that. You know what I mean? And there's various ways we can do that. Sorry, 7 lands by turn 4. We can make 8 lands by turn 5. There's various ways we can do that, and I think that's really what we're trying to do here with this deck. So anyway, more on Jadzi. It's got Magecraft, so whenever you cast or copy an instance or sorcery spell, you can reveal the top card of your library, and if it's a non-land card, you may cast it by paying just 1. So you can be casting ridiculous stuff like Ugins, like Koma, the Cosmos Serpents, like anything ridiculously expensive. You can just pay 1 for and play it. And if it isn't a land, you put it on. I mean, if the card that you exile off the top of your deck when you trigger the Magecraft is a. Sorry, you're not exiling it, you're revealing it, is a land, and you put it onto the battlefield, so it's acting as even more ramp. And there's reason why I'm starting to come to this conclusion, and that is because there are other cards in here, which is the other side of echoing equation we've already talked about, which is Augmenta Pugilist, which requires you to have 8 or more lands for it to become an 8/8 for 3 mana. So if we can get to 8 mana quickly, this is an 8/8 with trample, that's like pretty damn serious. Of course, all of this stuff is prone to removal, so we need to have counter spells or hexproof instance like Snakeskin Veil or heroic intervention, stuff like that. So anyway, ramp. Let's talk about ramp. So in the new Strixhaven cards, we have been given a lot of 2-drops. And it's annoying because you wonder which one is the best one to play. Am I playing a couple of copies of all of them, making them less consistent when you draw them? Or are we trying to play one of them which is better than the others for a certain type of deck? Would we rather have the Quandrix Apprentice, which is, also got Magecraft, is a 2/2, costs 2 mana, Quandrix colors. Whenever you cast a copy instant sorcery spell, you may look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a land card from among them and put that card into your hand. Put the rest of them onto the bottom of your library in any order. But then there's also Zimone, which is, the uh, I'm even using the Simone avatar right now. It's like the main sort of Quandrix, the Quandrix prodigy. And she does very similar thing with our Magecraft. You can pay one, tap, and put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped. Also acts as a bit of card draw a little bit later in the game. You can pay four, and if you control 8 lands, there's that theme again. 8, you need to have 8 lands quickly, then you can draw 2 cards instead of one. So, which of these two is better to play in your 2-drop slot? Should we play 2 of each? Should we play 1 Zimone, 3 Quandrix Apprentices, or the other way around? I'm still uncertain on that. We're going to give it a try now on the stream. Then there's this sort of third theme of Quandrix. I've mentioned the fractals, I've mentioned the copying of things. There's also a lot of +1/+1 counter synergy, which is to do with the fractals in a sense. But um, here we go. Quandrix Pledge Mage. So Quandrix Apprentice, Quandrix Prodigy, Quandrix Pledge Mage. they have Magecraft ability, which adds +1/+1 counter on it every time you cast or copy an instance of sorcery. And that can also be used with the Dragon Guard Elite, which also has Magecraft and isn't Quandrix colors, but it's mono green, and that can be played in a Quandrix deck. I think that's where they intended it to be played, um, which also has the same thing. Add +1/+1 counters. And then we've got Tanazir Quandrix, which is a sort of top end originator of the entire Quandrix campus at Strixhaven University. And his abilities say that when he comes into the battlefield, you double the number of +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. There's even more of that going on. Body of research, +1/+1 counters, creates a massive fractal, where X is the number of cards in your library. We've got the manifestation sage, which creates a fractal when it comes into play based on the number of cards you have in your hand. So there's a lot of this +1, beg your pardon, +1/+1 stuff going on. Counters with the fractals. So, is this going to be an Ozolith deck? I've seen people trying to bounce Manifestation Sage every turn with a Thassa, creating more and more fractals every turn. That could be an option. I've given that a try, still just getting thrashed every time by the same, usual culprits. So, personally, as things stand right now, my opinion is that Quandrix is a lot of rubbish. Outside of the limited environment, but in constructed, it's absolute rubbish. But who knows? I might just unlock something now because I'm sort of talking to you, talking to myself on the stream, and hopefully I can arrive at something worthwhile. My internet is giving me some nonsense. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience blah blah blah. I wonder why. That's pretty annoying. Let's restart here. It's still giving me this error. Anyway, it's still recording, so that's okay. So let's start. Let's start brewing. I think the first one I'm going to do is just go full out Jadzis, 4 copies. People are going to be going, "Are you retarded?" But that's not a bad idea because it's a dual-faced MDFC card, and Journey to the Oracle can be played for 4 and acts as ramp. So I think it's okay to play 4 copies. Most of the time I've been running 2 or 1. But I want to try this version where I'm running a full 4 copies and use the Journey to the Oracle side of it, the sorcery, to put. So it says you may put any number of land cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Interesting. So maybe we should play like a higher number of lands than usual, maybe something like 26. Then I want to play Augmented Pugilist. I want to play I want to do 1 and 3, or maybe 2 and 2. Let's give that a whirl. I want to play one Kasmina. She's not essential. Then we want to play 4 Quandrix commands because it also can counter artifacts, which is essential for your smelly old Embercleave idiots and their Embercleave. Then, Eureka Moment, probably go for 4. At least 2 copies of Tanazir. Wait, no, okay, so this is the thing. We're not going for the counters, we're going for the ramp, so we don't need Tanazir. Let's play Coma as the top end instead. Let's go with 2. Then, I want to play... See, so I'm going for the rampy one. Next deck we'll try on the ladder, on the play queue, will be the more counters based one. So now that's, a fair amount of instants and sorceries, a lot of ramp. Let's put, of course, the cultivate in there. Probably should be good to play at least 2 cultivators. Maybe go down 1, up 1, so 3 and 3 on the 4 mana curve slot. And perhaps let's get some counter spells in there. Just chatting to one of my buddies. Where was I? Counter spells. So, best counter spells right now in standard. That also sort of fit the theme. I think if we come up against any sort of cheeky Sultai deck, we would like to have at least 2 copies of Test of Talents to get rid of all of their emergent ultimatums. But see, now we're already running low on cards. We've only got 5 left to put in the deck. So this is just ramp central, and then I'm hoping to let's go down 1 Jadzi, up 1 Coma. I'm hoping to use the echoing equation side of the Augmenter Pugilist to turn a bunch of Coma coils into Comas. That could be an option. Otherwise, I'm hoping to have a bunch of turn all the Coma coils into 8/8 Augmenter Pugilists with Trample. That's another win con. I'm hoping to use, we could also make a bunch, oh no, we can't use Jadzis. Wait, can we? Hold on a second. Yeah, so they're not legendary until end of turn. So we can also make a lot of Jadzis. Let's see. So I think 2 tested talents, and then I think probably the best way to go about things is just to run a bunch of yield, saw it coming as the sort of main 3 mana counterspell in standard at the moment. That leaves us just 1 card left. What are we gonna play? What are we gonna put there? Just put another Kasmina in. I like it. Let's give this a whirl. So now our lands, we want to be putting 4 bark channel pathways, 2 4 snarls. So I mean cultivate and the cultivator only search for basic islands or forests. So that's already 3 plus 4. So 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 3, 9, 10, 11. So we've got 12 lands. There's enough basics to actually not end up searching for nothing with Cultivate and Quandrix Cultivator. Often what I'd like to do perhaps is to go down one campus and run a mirror of Litjara just as a sneaky one-off. That could come into handy. Basically, we sacrifice it and create a token that's a copy of a target creature, except that it enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter. So we can't be doing that on our Zimone or on any of the other legendaries, but we can do it on the Augmented Pugilist, and we can do it on the Quandrix Apprentice. That's it for now. Let's see if this variant works. We're just trying to ramp the crap out of this deck and arrive at a big Pugilist or copying a bunch of Komas. We've got a few counter spells, but and Quandrix Command also bounces things, so hopefully that will be able to keep the aggro decks in check. Of course, playing on the play queue is a lot easier than playing on ranks. Okay, I like it. It's a nice hand. You can play 2 of these and then drop a Quandrix Command on top of that, and then ramp to high. Chops. I like these sleeves. Watch, now we've been matched against a similar deck by the, so for those of you who did not know this yet, beg your pardon, the matchmaker in the unranked play queue is much more likely to match you against the mirror than not. I wish we'd drawn a blue land to costs were coming, but we can also just, now you see, mirror match. At least with when it comes to colors, this happens like a very big amount of times more often in the unranked play queue. 2, 3, 4, 5. Looking good. The Kraken. It's the Kraken. I wonder what you're trying to do with 1 mana. Oh, knew it. The Blizzard. That's pretty annoying, actually. But we can just do this. She will do it next time. You know, and like up there, upkeep. Nice. Now we need that Pugilist. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, questy boy. Do we block? Do we let it through? Let's go right here. Hello, Jadzi. How are ya? Probably should have waited to see if I had any Planeswalkers. Oh, okay. I'm okay if he's got another questing beast. I'm not too bothered to keep Jadzi on the field. The problem with the play queue is more people scoop than usual. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Need 1 more land for our Jadzi. Keep some more in there. This is going pretty well, actually. I think what I'll do in this stream is switch it up. So I'll go from one to the other and back. Play queue, rank queue. So now, okay, this guy, now you guys can't see this on MTGA Assistant, that was a bronze player. I mean, not to say that all bronze players are rubbish, it's probably just, there's a lot of people that have maybe just downloaded Arena for the first time, or, didn't play for a while and are just getting back into it and have to climb back up. But it's really tough to gauge the effective level of a deck when you're playing the play queue. So that felt pretty good on the play queue. Let's try it on the rank queue. I've dropped down to 89 today from 95 yesterday. Just testing Quandrix. But it's a sacrifice I take for my viewers. I really want Quandrix to work. I like the ideas. The archetype is great. Okay, so we've got plenty of. Hello! Good game. Mono white. No! Jeskai cycling. Yes! We can test the talents there. Smelly card there. Zenith Flare. And Magistrate. Ouch! Quandrix Apprentice on top of a Cultivate is a lot of ramp. Oh, that sucks. See, this is the thing. We have no removal. So, I mean, I'm so used to playing sweepers and stuff, but and cards, decks, control decks with a lot of removal. Like, I find myself feeling unprepared. It's, what am I supposed to do against an Ironcrag Pyromancer now without any removal other than bounce it and try and counter it as it comes back in? It's very slow. Pugilist will just get killed, so let's just play Eureka Moment in their turn. And drop the Temple as the card that we can put onto the battlefield. Do it on their turn, so we don't have a tapped land coming in on our main phase. Okay, interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're close. We can already play a Cosmos Serpent. I think that might be the way to go, actually. They're not quite at Zenith Flare lethal range yet. And then we can block this Janeth guy. That's actually rather nice. We can already be doing some crazy attack sort of some way through next turn with Echoing Invasion, or maybe the turn after, because we can play Jadzi next turn. But I would think I would rather keep up some mana for Test of Talents in case they do have a Zenith Flare. We're already approaching game over levels. This deck is such a crock of nonsense. I cannot wait for cycling to just bye-bye now. You cannot Zenith Flare me now. Well, you can. Yes, you can. This could already be it. I mean, it's just so pathetic. Yeah, we're dead. They've got enough cyclings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just why does anyone bother playing ranked these days? If you're not playing Cycling, Ultimatum, Mono Red, Rogues, Winota, what are you doing? You're just going to get beat. Or, you're not going to get up out of the top 90, like, ever. Let's give it another whirl on the play queue. I feel like we didn't quite explore all the ins and outs of those cards yet. I like this though. It's interesting. We can do this sort of reverse engineering of a deck instead of me posting already made decks. And run the stream, come up with a nice one, and post it at the end. Mirror match again. Yeah, it's just quite weird, the matchmaker on the unranked queue. Have you seen this? Yay, no lands! Hallelujah! In a ramp deck. Why do I even bother playing? I don't know why I'm putting counters on this, they're just going to steal it. See, this is someone who has put a bit of more thought into it, and they're playing cards that aren't just from Strixhaven. But I was really trying to Strixhaven it up, you know what I'm saying? Nah. I'm starting to think that Quandrix is rubbish. Like, this has been my experience all day. Just getting destroyed by bronzies on the play queue. Got up to 26 lands. Try it again in ranks. The shuffler's fine, y'all. We've only got 2 of these. We get both of them in our opening hand. What a crock of crap. Kenshin is my favorite manga. Top 3 ever of all time. Naruto still takes number 1, as evidenced by my nine-tailed fox vape, but I'm such a huge fan of Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin. If you haven't... Why? Why? Why do I play ranked? What is the point of this crap? I'm so sick of this combo. Just go away. Watch, he's gonna counter my counter with the John in the lock. I'm gonna spoof. Just go and die in a lake, you freaking loser. Help, please. Send help. I'm losing my mind. This has been the worst day of Magic. Why do I even bother? Just a never-ending freaking pile of rogues and freaking mono-red all day long, and then capped off with the occasional Sultai Ultimatum. It's enough to drive one up the wall, honestly. Now we're gonna play another mirror match with some Quandrix guy again. Oh! For once, the matchmaker decided to give us something a little different. H-Craft. Turn 3, you've got no counters, you've played nothing. Quandrix sucks. I mean, that's what I just keep coming back to. It's a load of rubbish. I'm sure in limited it's okay, but and I don't play any limited at all, so I won't be able to tell you that for certain. But why even bother with this color combination right now, or at least with the whole Quandrix theme? The color combination simming for Quandrix is for sure good, especially when coupled with a bit of black and ends up being Sultai. But honestly, what is the point of playing blue-green right now? Blue-green ramp. If you ramp into a phone line, it takes way too long. And then they just extinction event it. And the Magecraft trigger goes off even if you counter the spell. But if they have a show of confidence, I'm definitely gonna. This Magecraft animation is making it quite hard to see anything. 13 damage, 14 damage. What a joke, man. Aggro decks just shred us every time. It's just no point. Okay, so this version is obviously a load of rubbish. Delete. Let's try the counters. Let's go for the fractals. So 4 copies, 1 copy Jadzi. Let's do our lands now. Decisive Denial as a fight spell. Let's go for the Apprentice, or maybe just 1 as a mine. Then we need the Biomathematician. We need Casmina for more fractals. Quandrix Command, of course. Maybe 2 copies of the Eureka Moment and 2 copies of the Cultivator. See, but no, okay, no Cultivator. Let's go 3 and 3. Then 4 of the Tanazir. Okay, that's it for the dual color cards. Now we've only got 3 cards left. So do we go for Thassa and try bouncing these cards and use the passive, no, not passive, the activated ability to tap creatures down? We have no counter spells except for the Decisive Denial, which can be gotten around by paying 3. So maybe we should replace this with something else. Although we do like a fight spell. Let's give this a whirl. Play Q is fine anyway. There's no way I'm going back in ranked. I'm sick of Winota. I'm sick of rogues. Cannot wait for new cards. I hope all of you are just as amped as I am for the release of the Dungeons and Dragons Adventures into the Forgotten Realms. Throw a bunch of new cards into standard card pool. Should really make things a lot more interesting. I'm looking at the Spiders deck with Lolth, the new Lolith, the new Planeswalker. Looks really good. I'm also thinking about equipment decks with the new Dwarf guy that's been spoiled. Also 5 colored dragons. Okay, hopefully they'll cast a instant or sorcery. Of course they don't. We want to be doing this as soon as possible because if we done it next time, the fractal just gets smaller and smaller. Thassa next. Bounce the Manifestation Sage. Edge Mage. Only has 1 toughness. No. Let's do this instead. And rank. If there's nothing to counter with Decisive Denial, I'm going to use it to get rid of this Pledge Mage with the fight spell. It's a weird thing to play. Robbie Argentina scoops it up. I think this is the better version of Quandrix. Something to do with counters. Now the question here is, do we try and slot in some Ozoliths? So if they do sweep the board, we get to save those counters. Maybe we do not need to be playing such high-end stuff as Jadzi in this deck. Maybe we can do one Tanazir less and put in some Ozoliths. You know, I think the only shell that I've seen do something of anything with Quandrix has been with the addition of a third color. So, you know, either Sultai or Teamer. Teamer has been doing the thing where they fling. Where they fling the. What's that card called? There's something research that makes the huge fractal based on the number of cards in your library. Are we going first? No, we're not. Let's risk sending back the Lichara. Hopefully draw another card. Another land. Woo. Cool thing about Manifestation Sage is it turns on Thassa straight away. That's 4 devotion chips. 2 Ozoliths in the whole deck. We draw the 2 in the first 6, 7 cards of our deck. Of course, Shuffle is just fine. And then we draw nothing useful. It's enough to drive somebody insane. Slowly but surely, I'm going there. Ooh, a snarl! I'm thinking this might. Ooh, you know what? We missed. We can go. Okay, I have an idea. I had an idea. That's why I'm doing this. Zorius flyers. We're dead. We have nothing that can really protect us against flying. We're gonna swing in for a bunch of damage now. We have no removal, no sweepers. That's why you need to run it with another color. It's like free-to-play deck with a splash of some old M21 cards. Oh, caramba. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. We're dead next turn. Game over! What a joke. What a joke. I don't even know why I bother. Honestly. Watch this. Woo! Oh. Just losing to bronze players all day with Quandrix in the play queue really is a sign that, you know, the answer to the thumbnail of this YouTube video is Quandrix is an absolute hot steaming pile of crap. But I did have an idea there. Let's forget the Ozolith. Let's get rid of Thassa. Let's get Zima. Let's leave that. Let's get rid of Kiam. Also don't need Kasmina. Go for the Rampy Fractal guy, this emergent sequence. Problem with this is that you make a land. I beg your pardon. You make a fractal that is also a blue-green land, but then it, you know, you've essentially created a land that can be removed by removal instead of just a normal land. So you think you're ramped, but then poof, they get rid of it. But Could be interesting, and also because this biomathematician puts 1+1 counters on each fractal you control. So if we can have a emergent sequence turn 2, turn 3 biomathematician, then they get +2/+2 instead of +1/+1. Oh no, sorry, but you know, there won't just be one fractal. There'll be more than one fractal for him. So then, okay, we do need Thassa. What can we do with learn here? Typical sort of brew when you're just starting. Um, you just put 4 of everything before you start to like tailor it down. Okay, maybe not too many of these, maybe a few more of those. So a little bit of sort of a counter in a sense, or at least we can bounce things, and opens up a lesson board, which means we can put in some more fractals, some artifact and enchantment removal, some ramp, some scry draw, some removal. See how this plays. So we won't be activating, so we're trying to go wide. Instead of making big fractals, we're trying to make lots of fractals. Okay, I can dig. Thorgrave. Thorgrave. A little bit of red wine tonight. Keep me sane on this quest to make a good Quandrix deck that has so far failed miserably. Let's fetch another blue. Ends up being blue-green, it's pretty cool. I think you can pick... Oh no, it still is an island. But it's a blue-green fractal. Would have been cool if it was a dual land. So the typical gain 3 life, blah blah, they'll play the Eerie, they'll play the Vampire, check that's a 1/3, they'll play Veto, put it on. Life and Death Touch, interesting. Okay. Hopefully they play that card I mentioned, the Eerie, Griffin Eerie, and we can counter it with Quandrix Command. Or if they play Veto, we can divide by 0. Knackered, just knackered. Long day today. Okay. Attacking for 3. Can Eureka Moment? Or maybe Quandrix something away? Now he's probably worried I'm holding a counter spell out, so he might not cast the Petition. This is the tricky I meant before. It's not a 1/3, it's a 1/4. I just had that 3 stuck in my head because it was part of that whole M21 theme, sub-theme with the gain 3 life. Veto and all that stuff. There was a lot of this going on in M21. So do we ramp or do we Quandrix it up? I think we Quandrix it up. That's alright. Could be worse. No point playing Casa now, as we have nothing to bounce, so I think we'll just pass the turn again. We're the Cloisterer here, Chorister, the Chorister, the Anointed Chorister. I sing of benevolence and mercy, of golden wings, bringing comfort to the meek and downtrodden. 4/5, bam, he can Cloisterer up into a 4/4 and get the trigger on the Patrician, but we are obviously going to... Okay, so he's not going for that. So we can Eureka Mode. Touch again. I don't see how we're gonna get through with our many fractals that I was supposed to be making. Ay. What a rubbish deck. Bang. What is Quandrix supposed to do in a situation like this? Other than make creatures that are bigger? Yeah, sure, but really? Really? We can divide by 0 or something, or Eureka Moment. So that's 1 life they've gained. They can gain 3 now. Make the Cloisterer a 5, a 4/4 please. And I can bounce with command. That would be the best. Or you're gonna flip the coin here. Aha! Oh wow, we've been streaming for an hour already. Won't have time to really try another couple of decks, but maybe just one more. Hey, go on then. Opponent deep in thought. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Oh, that's great flavor text. Fractals are just pseudo-dimensional manifestation of anosynchronous biosymmetries. It's really quite simple. I think I pronounced that properly. Asynosynchronous. Asynchronous. Jesus, man, I am just all over the place today. Right. nothing worthwhile. Whoopee! I've lost all faith in Quandrix. How many times can I say Quandrix in one stream? Quandrix, 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 Quandrix. Hello. I don't have a counter spell, so don't even bother. Whoopee. Okay, cool. We can fight the little vampire. Next turn. Oh no, we can fight it because I keep forgetting this is a land. This is going to become an 8-8 next turn. We still haven't brought back his Red Toucher. Green. We would just block with the Ghoul and get it back next turn. So let's not do that. This deck is played a lot in the ranked queue, unranked queue. It seems to be like real, like kind of beginner favorite. Death Touch. And lifelink. I don't know why you did that. Should have put it on the Resolute Rider. I guess it can gain lifelink. Maybe I need odd chance that I'll kill it. Can't gain. Can't put it indestructible on it. Really? You're gonna go for it? I wouldn't have swung in if I was him. You know, making big things, but way too late. Way too slow. He'll probably sack the Ghoul. Draw a card. Another Rider. Doesn't have haste, thank God. It's the other green one that has haste. Of these knights that they printed in Eldraine. Nice. Very nice. starting to do some things. I'd laugh if we win this one. Why is this a 4-4? Oh yes, from the Quandrix guy. One, two, three, four. We've got plenty of mana. We can tap something down at their end step with the Thassa, or now in their attack phase. Ooh! Are we gonna win this? I think we have enough mana to tap everything down, or everything worthwhile. So we're gonna tap him now, and then we can tap another couple next turn, and then just do a massive swing with the Quandrix Tanazir, man. I mean, it's not gonna win us the game by all means. Actually, if we swing in with everything, we'll probably lose. Oh, what a lucky draw. We're gonna take 3 life now. Although, yeah, no, it might be a game-ending swing if we can tap everything, but I don't think we have enough lands. Beg your pardon. Sure. Okay, so tap you, tap you. They all had trample. They don't. Okay. Another bronze player just beat us with a pathetic deck. You know what I mean? Like, this is more and more starting to be the long and short of it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pop onto EtherHub and have a look at what other people are doing with Quandrix. It's always a good inspiration. Blue-green. Fractal mid-range. This was just made 7 hours ago. Charge through, Adventurous Impulse, Decisive Denial, Dragon's Guard Elite, Guardian Blade Walker, Biomathematician, Orvar. Meh. No, that's it. I'm tired. Quandrix is rubbish. Take it from me. I think I have a fair bit of gravitas, having reached mythic top 90% for the last at least 7 seasons in a row. I definitely consider myself to be an above average player, and I have done everything in my power to make Quandrix playable, and it is just not. Hi Billy, welcome to the stream again. Better late than never, my brother. Thank you so much. We were on a mission today, on a quest to see whether this color combination is any good. I feel like Simic right now, Quandrix Simic is just an absolute pile of poop, and I don't think anybody should be trying to graft the cards because they're just wasting their wild cards. That's my honest opinion, and I'm gonna call it a night. I think I'm just gonna. I made just for shits and giggles. I made this one earlier. Triple coma. We did double coma. Let's do a triple coma. Last game of the stream, just for fun, just for Billy. Greenland. Again, life gain. Told you they play this a lot on the unranked queue. It's weird. Seems to be quite like... Okay. One more. Utbalin. Sounds like a dwarf name from The Hobbit. Balin and Dwalin, Oin and Gloin. Don't know why I'm keeping this, but it's the play queue. Ooh, another mirror match on the play queue. Would you look at that? Shock and awe. Same sleeves, same pet, same deck. I'm ready to bet. A pugilist. Bounce the Yorvo. Cool. I haven't played with this either. This is calling for some serious jank. Okay, so we can not do that. Do we take 4 now and counter this? I think so. Nice. He's gonna think I want to counter it, which is why I bounced it. Fortunately, we don't have a counter, but that might keep him from playing it. Yeah, that's Eureka moment. Now we get the counter. Play that Yorbo. I dare you. Yep. Counter that. We do not want you drawing any cards. More than you already did. It's full Eldraine deck. Let's get a block going and draw another Foresto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gagaroth. Ay, 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 ay. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Endgame. Okay, I give up. I give up. Quandrix is rubbish. That's the final verdict. Do not blow your wild cards on rubbish cards. Okay, let me rephrase that. I'm going to give you a list of the cards in Quandrix that are good, not played in a Quandrix deck. Okay. Quandrix Command, amazing card. Kasmina, to a certain extent, pretty nice. can be used to give other, here she is, to give other planeswalkers a +2 that don't have one, like your Garuks, you want to be giving your Teferi Time Raveler +2 instead of +1 per turn. Nice. Pesmina, worth crafting in Quandrix. I don't know, maybe a couple copies of Tanazir if you can find a poem for it. I haven't yet. Decisive Denial. Fight spell that doubles as a counter spell. So it's essentially a something like a mixture between a negate and a goodness, late night, drawing a blank again. Mystical Dispute. It's kind of a mystical dispute and a negate and a fight spell all mashed into one at instant speed for 2 mana. Decisive Denial, definitely pretty damn nice card, worth crafting. I would say as far as Quandrix goes, that's about it. Everything else, maybe Jadzi later in the format when new set drops, rotation comes. It might, there might be things that turn Jadzi on, but right now, yeah, Jank players, Echo and Equation can do some crazy stuff, but that's it. Everything else is an absolute load of crap. That's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Yeah, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like this type of thing. I'm going to be trying to do more of them where I bring you into the lab with me and show you my process as we craft new decks, make some new brews, and yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Thank you so much for watching once again. This is Lone Fox from the BrewLab signing out. Peace, y'all.